when we hang any Catholic, the sustenance of the Catholic Church is something that people are to go both the attacks, the criticisms, they still respect their reverend fathers. Reverend sisters. So far now, na up no small boy. If you say father. What do you think is still keeping the Catholic Church still intact? As a Catholic, what do you think is actually keeping the Catholic Church this intact and that's still waxing strong no matter all the attacks and jabs?
It's simply the orderliness. And when order, the Catholic Church. Ebe obuna enwere order, otu aka o si adi. Oya maka anyị na-akwa ndị GN na asfa na ọbụkwa na enwere order, one day this thing will fizzle out. But enwe order agala onwe naturally. Millions of years is still there because of the orderly. The Catholic Church will order. And when they organize the Catholic Church, look at the archdiocese. Look at the deaconry, all these things around. And what they fed, that Catholic Church, okay, for how they move their priests, then how they train their priests. Mother na appetite pastor. Some gullible people will follow him.
Change your Facebook name to pastor.
You got to mean. Ibolo pastor, opali pastor, ibolo pastor. Mana Catholic Church, the duration of time they go to school is very long because they know the implications of all those things. There was a time Catholic Church wasn't any streamline the Bible. They don't want everybody to get the Bible. So many people counted it against them. But spiritually, I found out that not when the Bible or the rampant bute obayala dikita. Before na abo, Catholic Church say mepute awachale obele kuzie ndị mmadụ during the Sunday otago. Echikwa eweputakwa ọzọ. Onye go maka ya akọwalụ gị ọfụma, kọwatuo ya ọfụma. Mana at a point, Bible, this is the only way you keep an afia go to Bible. You go interpret your teacher. Or when they know more English language, they will still read the Bible and become pastors. But they don't even know that language, that Bible. Or for a guy book a pastor. For a guy, just call them more and come meanwhile, how here. Do you understand? So that is why Catholic Church is there and have come to last. Because they are priests. Oh, you're open if father. One age when speed Russia is knowledgeable. Don't underrate any priest. Anybody, Catholic Church, popular. Si no nya abu father, chie ya father. One rush no nya rush. Danya. The person, there is something about that person. You said, no, you're going to seminary na father. I went there and I joined Haman father. Because I watch you go for one or two things. But no, you're going to succeed the bolo father. All the dangerous somebody person. You can't, if somebody got rush. You will keep put your name and why your bet. He knows a lot. He is wise spiritually and physically. Some of them will use it in a wrong way. Okay? Some of them will use it to do the right thing. Well, father say the bad or the bad in when a cross wire me minagi. You got to go. Catch the good or the very good. So, but the most important thing is that they are well trained. And when you have an organization with members who are well trained, just like United States Army, these guys are well trained. Okay, so they know their onions. Unlike every party, half this one is unnecessary. Kunja. That thing no go last. A lot of people will break out from there, and before you know it, the thing will fall and go down the drain.
Lastly, ana-ekwu ibe ana-ekwu ọnwa. Lastly, na kita ọ dịzịkwa ka social media enwe ka o si wee na-emedu some people. Ọkasị ndị a nwecha ministries. Enwe ndị nwecha ministries that is in the guise of maybe under Catholic Church or other churches. And then when Reverend Fathers are trying to correct them, being under Catholic ministry, some of their members, Catholic members, and Reverend Fathers is everyone on social media. This is like that respect and is now dwindling that people are now worshiping some of their brothers and then prayer ministers, not China, their prayer ministry, valuing them more than the Reverend Fathers, even valuing them more than bishops. some people are ready to defend onye a na-emelụ ha adoration ma ọ bụ prayer ministry and kpọlia bishop ma kpọlia reverend father. And then also otu ikita iswe ilikita chaplet mgbe a ipecha mpe anyị na-afụcha ndị na-chaplet ma n'aka yichalụ ring rosary yichalụ scapula. Yes, scapula ụdị ha adị m afụzi ya that much. Amakwụmlasị mfụ onye yi scapula n'onu. So ka ihe na-akọsụ this kind of development now? Ka ifili na-akọsụ ya?
You know that for me personally, I feel that the world is dynamic. Things keep changing. Do you understand? When things change, what we need to do is to adapt to the changing circumstances. Do you understand? So now, why not about social media? You can have millions of followers na social media. Because those followers and we can few of them guys question what you're saying, but majority of them will follow what you're saying. Or if what on tattoo now, you understand, because of technology, okay, technological advancement, it's a welcome development. Because before, it inform somebody in Lagos na onwe fetch me onwe kilo 2 weeks before I went out your message. Man akitabo in a split second you send the latest message. That is why you go today. The mother now wants it too much because you hear news about deaths. Before when the man now but mama. Madu weke one Lagos when the kigesi we ama. Ebe kigesi kwa ma.
Onye nwele ego bi egetinye announcement na maybe ABS mba mo Minaj.
Iti ego dia na Minaj madu nenwe TV.
Yes.
Madu nenwe lo oku ye watch ya. So
yes.
This information was not flowing, but now nenwe suffocating information. Information comes. You may hear your phone. Gidi. And when in those days, you may face if somebody I say no RIP or no ungo. Imagine no ungo no Facebook email. Open a Facebook address. What can you see who will tell you? So why you going to say can many these days? And now nke basa nke oka the madi no PC. I will blame the priests and the bishops because when some certain things that will not be people friendly, the mother also, or people will start challenging you. Like when some things I kept saying it. If a church name, if you are a priest out there, if you have a parish out there, if you are one of the leaders of Catholic Church out there, I want you people to address this issue. A situation whereby madon attacks bandi befa. Si na obu na ikwuru nka ndị ụka amambia kwa onya. Kedu ife gbasa ndị ụka na tax onye nwụrụ anwụ eche mmodize ya na Chukwu. Ọ bụ na mmadụ nwụ. Ọ bụ na ọ da akwụgo ụgwọ n'ụlọ ụka. Ya dibara ya na Chukwu. Olu Chukwu said, look, you didn't pay your this thing. Kefi na kwa ejidezi ndị ndụ. Nwere their own problems to solve. Why are you holding them? I think it's an area the church needs to look into to change. Okay? Because it's not people friendly. Mmadụ dị ndụ na-eje ụka ọ da akwụ ụgwọ. It is left for him and God. Ọ dịkwa mma mmadụ ịkwụ ụgwọ n'ụka, but iman jizi ya hold ndị dị ndụ at ransom. Ọ bụ na ịrapụ onye nwụrụ anwụ niile ọnọdụ bụ ule si bisi and ndị dị ndụ ka ọ ga na-esi. Onye nwụrụ anwụ ejebe goli olubego Chukwu. Ọ bụ na o mere efe dị mma Chukwu edebe ya ọnọdụ ọ ga-anọ. Ọ bụkwa na o mere efe dị mma Chukwu edebe ọnọdụ ọ ga-anọ. So ọ dịrị ọrụ ndị ụka iji address by the issue of a dead person. They transfer the levies or whatever he or she is owing to the living. That is one thing Catholic Church does that is bad. I have to tell you verbatim. Okay? It's bad. We need to look into it. I think what the best thing to do is Obuna Onya kama sisi Oman benefit onwe ka Obuna na onwe ha na enyegasi ase amanye family ifa because na okuru ụgwọ n'ụlọ ụka. Mana obukwa ma eni asi made the right thing to be. Ha tinye that na ọbụna this man akwụrụ ụgwọ maybe na onwe ha na-emelụ ndị kwụrụ ụgwọ seminarị onye a mana si nie ya otu ekwesị isi wee nie ya. Don't give stress to people who are alive. Onwe ndị na-agbapụta cheki agbakọsi ego adị too much ọ na-emefafa na-ebe akwa iche nọ maka onye nwụ nke na-ebe akwa ịma nọ maka etu ego esi wee mechapụ onwe fifele n'iru ka a na-ebere akwa. So please we need to call a spade and not a garden fork.
Thank you very much. Babake, thank you very much for coming around.
Thank you very much.
Enwe ihe anyị na-eme na program a anyị na-akpọ Take Your Time. O nwere ike ọ bụ na enwe ihe ịchọ ikwu ị na-ekwurọ ma ọ bụ na nna ajụrọ gị ma ọ bụ na enwe nke ikwulu ekwu ịchọkwa ịgbakwa aka ịchọkwa emphasize on ma ọ na-enwe ndụmọdụ ma ọ bụ ekene shout out ma ọ bụ onye iche ịkpọli akpọli ọ bụ na dragon ma ọ bụ ihe ọbụla ịchọ ikwu ị na-ekwuburu ma kwuo ọfụma gaa n'iru, so take your time and go ahead.
There's not much. It's just that the United Nations General Assembly that took place around 23rd and 24th of September, some of the African leaders displayed a show of shame during the summit. What did they do? They were arriving with very long convoys and a whole lot of PAs in expensive hired cars, probably from American car hire companies. But their counterparts, like the UK Prime Minister, came with a very small car. It was accompanied by the Norwegian Prime Minister. They were seated in the same car with their briefcase and their files. No PA to follow body. And they were lodged in low budget, bunks, dormitories, hostels. But the African leaders went to high-rise, very expensive 5-star hotels with a whole lot of PAs to follow them. They spent a lot of money. When you look at their convoys, some of the Europeans were like, the German Chancellor arrived on a Benz. Luxembourg, one of the richest economy, arrived very humbly with his normal car. Some of them were arriving in coaster buses. Some of those European leaders, they were coming with coasters, probably provided by the organizers. But African leaders were coming with limousines hired from America. These are money from the public fund. They went to do shopping in expensive supermarkets. They were spending money because there was a lot of people, they are PAs. Okay? So, at the end of the day, during the presentation, these same leaders are asking the Europeans for help, that our people are dying of poverty. Our people, our language is flawed here and there. But then, you had the money to pack all this, the people you went to beg money are managing themselves. And yet, they are able to organize their economy. But you, African leader, you spend money on your trip, billions of naira on your trip, or billions of, what do you call this Ghana money? Cedis. You spend it to the detriment of the public fund and the hungry people at home. And yet you have the guts to ask Oyibo to give you help. So that who is fooling who? They will give you loan, fine. They will give you loan, but you will become puppets. When these Europeans give you loan, you as an African leader, if the Europeans give you loan, you become their puppet because they will dictate the tune. He who pays the piper dictates the tune. They will tell you when to hike your fuel price. They will tell you when to devalue your money. They will tell you what to eat. They will tell you what to drink as a medicine, what to eat as a medicine when you get sick. Because you are indebted to them. African leaders, why not think twice? We can change Africa. We can change Africa. But it will start from our local government. It will start from our families. I remember I met one guy in London, in Woolwich in London, sometime, Ian Fraser. He was an engineer. He was constructing somewhere around Woolwich. If you've been to London, that Woolwich market.
I have.
Mm-hmm.
I have.
So that Woolwich market, there. He was constructing something there. I watched the man for 2 days. I was following him. Every time I come, while the snow was falling, he was there. While the rain, everything, he was there. I said, what is this man trying to do here? I asked them, who is he? I said, he's a contractor doing that job. I summoned up courage. I went to him with my camera. I have that video somewhere. I said, Oga, what is going on here? In the process of interviewing him, he told me, and I quote, he said, I want to leave a legacy here. So that after 50 years, my great-grandchildren will beat their chest and say, my father built this structure. It's a road and something like a park. He said, to my surprise, that even if the government have not provided enough money for him to do this, that he will add his own money to make sure that he builds this thing to his standard. That is the mindset of a European. But not so in Africa. Our African leaders are ready to go to New York and display a show of shame by going to expensive supermarkets to buy things, buy houses, buy even things they don't need. You understand? But that's not getting us anywhere. That is why today in Africa, politicians will kill. Politicians will maim. Politicians will do anything to get to power. Because they know that when they get to power, it's to go and settle themselves and their families. And to go to Europe and America and Canada to buy houses and properties. Even the ones they will not need. Do you understand? So, it's something that beats my mind. And I want African leaders, wherever you are, if you're an African leader, if you're a politician in Africa, try to ask yourself one question. How long are you going to be here? Who is going to spend all those wealth you are amassing? Why not let's do it so that we turn things around for our people? Our people are running away from Africa every day, seeking greener pastures in Europe. How can you seek greener pastures in Europe when there is no green pastures in Europe for a black man? I think where we find green pastures are in Africa. Because in Europe, I know that it's white pastures. Have you been to Europe during winter? Everywhere is white. People are gloomy. People are depressed. And yet those people will manage themselves, build their infrastructure and a lot of things and get their own place better. Then we are running away from Africa to go and meet them. When we go there, they turn us into slaves, into another thing. Do you know that some countries now, furnish or maybe service their economy with visa fees paid by Nigerians? They use visa fees. Visa fees have run into millions. I tell you that some countries, their 10-year visa is 1.9 million. They use that money to service their economy, build good roads and maintain good things for their people. But we pay that visa fee and still go to Europe to serve as second-class citizens. And they treat our people anyhow. They turn our people to another thing. That I think I should stop. Because if I continue, I will not end it up. So, if you are a leader, think twice. Do something good for your people. Okay? Don't sit tight. Don't manipulate elections. Okay? I'm talking to African leaders. Don't manipulate elections. You remember what happened in America? There's a guy who was coming out for presidency. And it's like he's so frail. And his people told him, you are no longer capable. And he stepped down immediately without argument. And somebody who is capable took over. It's not so in Africa. In Africa, you see somebody who is crawling on the ground, who is urinating on his body and still he wants to cling to power. Why? Who did this to us? He wants to cling to power. If you talk too much, he is ready to kill you. He will buy his guards and his touts. They will come and shoot you. It's not supposed to be good for us. We need to turn around Africa so that we will enjoy Africa. Africa is blessed. We have good soil for agriculture. We have good weather. We have human resources. We have a lot of mineral resources in Africa. These people we are going to pick loans from, they will give you the loan, but they will hold you at a stranglehold. There's what we call stranglehold in martial arts. Uchimata in judo. Understand? Gupso in taekwondo. They hold you, choking. They have your life in their hands. So it is high time we broke free from all this. I'm talking to our leaders. Do something good for us so that our people will start coming back to Africa and enjoy Africa. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Baba Case, for that passionate appeal. It means that you're a very passionate African because you talk to Africans at large. And hopefully, all we have to do is talk. Just like you said, fight is not an option.
Yes. We have to talk. Dialogue.
My people, let me close this one for English because we don't use English end them now. Thank you for joining us on BAM. BAM is a very educative program where we expose, we enlighten, we touch light. My name still remains Dr. Chijioke Igwendo. Odogbubu Yambaba, ezigbo onye Aba, nwanne Odelowa, ezigbo onye Anambra, ezigbo onye Igbo. Baba Case, thanks for joining us today.
Dalo,
thanks for coming.
You're doing well.
Thank you.
You're a great guy.
Thank you. I appreciate. Ndị be anyị ngwanụ ka afọ n'ụbọchị ọzọ. Peace. Ị nwere akọ pụrụ iche ịchọ ka ụwa nọ. Ị nwere ife dị n'obi ịchọ ikwu gbam. Ị nwere ife dị omimi ịchọ ka onye ọbụla malụ. O nwere akala aka izolo ezo ịchọ ka ụwa fụ na inwe passion for. Bịa na gbam ka ụwa nụ onu yi. Ị nwere business ịchọ ịkwụnye n'ọkụ. O nwere product ịchọ ka o soro na gbam. Ịchọ ka ife ị na-ele, ife ị na-eme na-aga as viral as gbam. We are here for you. Contact the number on your screen. Ka ịkwụnye n'ọkụ ka ịfụ na ọ na-eme. Adamuaka, Gbam is the biggest Igbo interview in the world. Come and find out for yourself. Thank you.